Alright, this video is to help all students and teachers to produce word processing documents more quickly and more efficiently. Hopefully these tips will work for you, whether you're working in a college setting or if you are like everybody else at this present time in lockdown, alright, and working from home. Students are always being labelled as tech savvy, and the majority of teaching staff believe that when it comes to technology, students know more than what they do. However, this is utter rubbish, to be honest. It's true that a majority of students have access to more technology than their parents did at the same age. But besides the use of social media platforms, most, but not all, students have a limited knowledge on how to use tools inside your common software products, right, make themselves more efficient. So with regards maths, students are still handwriting the solutions, and because they're at home, they can't hand them in. What you usually find is that they will take a photograph of it, they'll then upload it or post it into a document as an image, send it to the instructor, and then the instructor has to mark it, which is pretty difficult. It's also pretty long-winded for the student. The other issue that you have is that all students hate writing out assignments, and instructors, lecturers, teachers, whatever we want to name we want to give ourselves, we don't really like writing out lesson plans, schemes of work, marking guides and feedback. Not all of us are blessed with the skill set of being able to touch type, look at somebody while they're and talking to somebody else while they're typing at the same time. Okay, that is just voodoo as far as I know. A majority of people, we just stick to the two-finger beating the keyboard to death method. It takes us forever. It's slow, it's tedious, repetitive, and it's completely inefficient. Now, nowadays, almost every person on the planet has access to word processing packages. Two typical ones that we have on the screen. On the right-hand side, we've got Google Docs. On the left-hand side, we've got Microsoft Word. Doesn't matter which one you use, they roughly do the same job. Now, they're quite powerful software programs, and they have two tools that can speed up your workflow, be it maths or be it English. So the two tools we can use is voice typing or dictation and the equations. Now, to show how these work, I'm just going to read a very short passage from a book, okay, and in there's going to be a list. It's also there's also a lot of long words, and this is to prove that the software can actually recognize the words and spell them correctly. All right. So to get started in Google, I'll get rid of that. What you need to do is go into Tools, and then you go into Voice Typing. As soon as you're ready to speak, you press this button and it will turn red. And when you're ready to stop, you just click it again. For Microsoft Word, you have in the ribbon, you have the Dictate. If it's not there, then there is a tab at the top which says Dictation, and you can click on that. When you're ready in Microsoft Word, all you do is you just click on that button. It'll go red, and then obviously you turn it off. Now, regards just tips to make this run more smoothly for you. Speak at a reasonable pace. So if you talk fast, learn how to slow down, and so on. If you have a really strong accent, you need to enunciate your words more. All right. So if you're a harsh Scouser, a Brummie, right, a broad jock, all that sort of stuff, or it's just not going to recognise your language. It's also not going to recognise any slang words. All right. So one needs to speak with the Queen's English, yes, all that sort of stuff. Punctuation. If you need to put punctuation in, you need to speak and say what punctuation you need. So if you need to put in a comma, you say the word comma. If you need to put in a full stop, full stop. If you need a new line, new line. You'll see this in a moment. So I'll show you. A bit about the 7 wonders of the world. new line. The 7 wonders of the ancient world, comma, chosen by an otherwise forgotten Greek poet as being remarkable for their splendour or magnitude, comma, were, colon, new line. The hanging gardens of Babylon, new line. The mausoleum of Halicarnassus, new line. The Pharos, open parentheses, lighthouse, close parentheses, of Alexandria, new line. The Colossus of Rhodes, new line. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, new line. The statue of Zeus at Olympia, new line. The Great Pyramid of Cheops, new line. Of the 7, comma, only the pyramid is still in existence, comma, but there is talk about rebuilding the Colossus, full stop. Now what you need to do is turn that off, otherwise it will continue. Go through your work. Majority of the spellings are correct, so that's not too bad. As you can see, where it says open parentheses, that is supposed to be a bracket. Now, putting in lists, like I've said, you can put in lists. There is a way of saying bullet point this list. However, I have never ever managed to get it to work at all. So it is easier just to literally highlight the area that you need, create a bullet list. And it's as simple as that. One top tip is, especially if you're a student writing out an assignment, what you need to do is create your mind map, create your notes, so you can handwrite the notes if you wish, or do them on Note or Evernote or whatever you use. And from there you can literally dictate to the computer and it will type it all out. The Google Classroom, the Google Documents even, is exactly the same. Okay, so when you want to open a bracket, you will say open bracket, close bracket, full stop, comma, etc. Now moving on to the equations. What we have is, if you go onto the Insert tab, and I'll open up this document, on the far side you can see the equation. If you click on this, it will give you pre-made equations. So if you wanted to do Pythagoras' theorem, you could do just press that, change the A, B and C to the numbers that you wanted. However, you can type in your new equation and then it brings up this toolbar. So in this case, we're going to use numbers and powers. As you can see, these are all blank. They're already put in for you, so that because they're common subscripts. And we'll say, for instance, that this is going to be the power of 5 squared. Then all you need to do is just literally use your left and right arrow keys. So we're going to times that. We'll put in another one. Right arrow key equals . Now in this case, if you want this to move, you just treat it as a text box. So you would right click, you can right click it if it allows you to, or you can use the alignment tools at the top. You can put it in the center, on the far left hand side, anywhere you like. It won't carry out the calculations for you because obviously Microsoft Word is not a calculator as such, but it allows you to type out your maths formula neatly. So if you're a student who has handwritten all of your notes, you can then type them up if you need to. With regard the Google Docs, very similar. You go into Tools, or excuse me, Insert, then you go into Equation, and then it brings up this little bar at the top. You click on these and it gives you the different type of symbols that you need. There is one sort of similarity. So if it's just an equation that you need, Microsoft Word is slightly better. If, however, you are trying to type in a symbol, so it will say, in this case, we're going to put in, let's have a think. We're going to put in the symbol for ohms. You can literally draw the symbol. And it'll put that into it. For Microsoft, you would have to go into the Insert, open it, go all the way across, if it would let me do it, to Symbols, and then you get Common Symbols. You can have more symbols, but it's not as intuitive, shall we say. Right, okay. Hope that has sort of helped. See you soon.